Hi, William Hohen here, and today we're gonna talk about what I want and don't want in my games. But first, a word from our sponsor, Third Party. Tired of paying $100 or more for a gaming controller that will most likely break within a month after your warranty ends? Well, at Third Party, we got your back. Prepare to be whelmed by our subpar controllers. I mean, sure, they're not gonna last for long, and you'll get joystick drift sooner than you'll expect, but hey, we're upfront about it. Get yours today. Third Party, a real piece of shit, but it's cheap. Okay, so a few months ago, Timothy Kane, he's the dude who made the original Fallout games, and he has a YouTube channel, and it's a great channel, listening to him all the time. And a video he made a few months ago was called like, Do Gamers Know What They Like? And he was talking about that actually gamers don't really know what they want, and it was in response to another video he made where it was called Do Devs Know What Gamers Want? And it was like those two groups, they don't always know what each other want, what each other needs, and it was interesting to listen to those videos. And it gave me the idea of making my video about what I want and what I don't want in my video games. So I have taken some notes, but it's not scripted. So go get a drink, grab something to eat, get shelter in case it's getting cold during the year. We're gonna go through them all. Something I really like in my games nowadays is stage select, boss select, practice mode, those types of things. I'm playing a lot of arcade type games, and I really like to be able to select a particular stage. If I want to get a better score in a game and there's a particular stage that's giving me trouble, I like to go to that particular place and practice that part. I remember in Air Twister, a rail shooter by Yu Suzuki, I was playing a lot on Apple Arcade. And there was this part in stage 11 where I really had trouble evading the thing coming to me, and I really wanted to practice the stage, but there was no hard stage select. It was only like you could start from the beginning of the game, from the middle of the game, or from the late game. And so every time I wanted to practice that particular part of the stage, I needed to play the stage before and all the first part of the 11th stage. So that was kind of annoying. I like to have a way to practice a particular part of a game. It could be save state, it could be resolved using simply a save state feature where I can just make a save just before the time I want to practice, and boom, that's done. It's pretty easy to implement, I would think. I don't need an actual stage select. If I have save state, then this problem goes away. Another thing I want in my game is snappy menus. I can't tell you how much I hate when opening the menus takes like 2-3 seconds every time. There's a bunch of games that are doing this to be, I don't know, pretty, and you want to look at the map. So you click on the map button, and instead of just giving you the map outright, there's this whole animation that's happening before you can access the map. I would believe it's some kind of things to hide the loading time screen that would be black for 1 or 2 seconds, and instead they're putting up, I don't know, bubbles. I've played After Image, a Metroidvania, a fantastic Metroidvania, but that's suffering a lot from this. Every time I want to open a fucking menu, I'm getting a fantastic animation that is really cool to look at 3 times, but opening the map is something I will do every 5 seconds during my playthrough, and having to see always those bubbles, just give me the map. I press the button, I want the map. That's it. I press equip an item, I don't want to have the whole, I want to equip the gun, I don't want to have a whole animation of my character reloading the gun. Just give me the gun. I press the gun button. Yeah, I'm getting upset. Snappy menus. Give me snappy menus. It depends. I usually want difficulty levels. There are some exceptions to this. We won't go into the whole Dark Souls rhetoric right now. I don't have the time for that, but I usually like difficulty levels. But what I don't like in my difficulty levels is when it only changes the HP and attack values, when it's only a numerical thing. You put the game on easy, well, you're not gonna take a lot of damage and your weapon is gonna damage a lot the enemies. And on hard, well, your weapon's gonna suck and enemies are gonna hit like tanks. This is not how it works. What I like is when my difficulty levels will change enemy behavior, maybe even item placement in every part of the game. You usually get the sword in that chest on the left of the first map. Well, it's not there anymore. It's buried under that tree to the right. Ninja Gaiden Black is doing this in a stellar way. As you progress in the difficulty levels, you'll get enemies that usually spawn later in the game sooner. Enemy placement won't be in the same place. Scarabs, which are a collectible to upgrade your stuff, won't be in the same places. You'll get new enemies when you upgrade in difficulty. That's fantastic. That gives you a lot of replay value, a lot of new challenging stuff to do, and it's not boring. Just giving enemies more HP and making my weapon suck won't give me a lot of enjoyment in the difficulty levels. Actually, I will not usually play those higher difficulty levels. So, yeah. Next item on my list, I want the game to be offline enabled. Give me an option to play offline. Obviously, it's not gonna apply to MMORPGs or always online games. That's fine. There is those games that are needed to be online to be played. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about a single player game that you will play on your console, on your computer, and that needs to do a little handshake with the server of the company behind it. That is a big no. I had a game, I won't name it. I wanted to play it in the hospital while I was waiting for my daughter to recover from a surgery. And I was not able to play it because there was no... My cell data did not enter the hospital. I was in a place where I was not able to call or anything like that, and there was no Wi-Fi, and so I was trying to start the game and it just said no, and it's an offline single player game. This is insulting. Make it offline enabled if it's single player. As for the story, yes, the story in games is an important part of it, but if I want to play and replay the game, the story tends to get in the way. So, please make the cutscenes skippable. Unskippable cutscenes is really annoying, and if I wanted to watch a movie, I would not be playing a game. Give me skippable cutscenes. Or even better, give me a game that is not about the story. Lately, I've really been into pushing buttons, pressing buttons, and having fun. Anyway. Another thing that was a big seller to me back in the days that is not anymore is the game features 100 hours long gameplay stuff. Give me a concise experience. This is what I want in my game. I want something concise. If I can get the game done between 3 and 6 hours, I'm in heaven. That's great. If it's good, I'm gonna play it again and again and again. I've played Scourgebringer for hundreds of hours, and I can clear this game in 15 minutes. So it's about how fun it is to play. And then to come back to Timothy's video when he was talking about gamers don't know what they want, dev don't know what gamers want. That's the thing. This is what I want from my game. If I was talking about that to Grubiton, my podcast co-host, we haven't done a podcast in a year, but she's still my podcast co-host. She would probably have a lot of different things to say about this. Obviously, I'm speaking for what I personally want in my game, not what every gamer wants in their game. I know a lot of people that are thrilled to have 100-hour games. But for me, I prefer a concise experience. And if the game is 100 hours long, it better be 100 hours of cool stuff to do, not a bunch of fucking fetch quest or XP grinding to get through the boss. Okay, another thing I want is demo. What happened to demos of game? What happened to trying the game before buying it? We usually always have this at some point. I remember when the PSN came online, there was a bunch of demos I was playing on my PlayStation Vita. I was always downloading a demo, trying it out. I feel it's getting a bit better lately. I know on PS5 I can get a lot of games with demo, but I mean, it should be mandatory. It should be always there. And I know you could tell me, well, if you buy a game on Steam, you can play it for 2 hours and refund it. And I mean, yeah, it's fine. I know we can refund some games. But going through that process of refunding or of paying the game and then having to refund it when I could just have downloaded the demo and try it out and see how it feels. You know, you can watch 100 YouTube videos of reviews, of impressions of a game, but there's nothing like trying it out for yourself, see how it plays. I'm really into that game feel aspect of game. I want the game to feel good to play, and that's not something I can say just from watching a video. So I want demos. And lastly, on my notes, I had replayability, but I already talked about it with the difficulty levels, with the stage select, the practice mode. Give me a reason to play the game again. Now, for the things I don't want in my games. So let's get rid of the obvious one, microtransactions. I don't want this in my game. I know it's gonna be there, it's there forever, nothing will change that, it is what it is, but it's something I don't want. I always feel like the game has been downgraded to be able to sell me some solutions to some problems that would not have been there if there was no microtransactions. So yeah, I won't go too much into this. We all know it. I've talked about it 100 times on this channel. I don't want this. I don't want a difficulty select if it's just about buffing the enemy's HP or nerfing my attack. Already talked about this quite a bit in my previous section. Yeah. I don't want to have an annoying sidekick telling me the solution of a puzzle before I even try. I've watched JTB play the latest God of War game, and you know, you get into a room and you've been there for 5 seconds and you have your sidekick character telling you, hey, you should shoot this this thing with an arrow to open the door, and I remember him being like, well, I just got here, I haven't even had the chance to look at the scenery yet. I didn't even know there was a puzzle in that room, and you're telling me the solution. This is incredibly annoying. So let players try out stuff. I mean, after a while there could be some hints proposed to you that would be fine, but god damn, you know, let me. I feel like devs are so afraid that players will either drop out of the game or miss content that they just throw everything at you, you know, those yellow paint stuff, so they're sure you'll go the right way, and the sidekick telling you the solution of a puzzle. Might as well not just put the puzzle at all at this point. But yeah, online only, this is something I don't like. Obviously, apart from MMORPGs and online games. And the last thing I really don't want in my game is an empty open world. So this is in contrast to what I want in my game. I like stage-based game, I like arcade game, I like games that are somewhat immediately fun. And lately we've been thrown a lot of open world games at us, and more often than not, open worlds mean large empty spaces where you can go collect sometimes some coins to upgrade your equipment, which could have been done by just killing enemies and getting coins and upgrading your equipment, instead of wandering aimlessly around an empty map in the hopes of finding something somewhere. It's just padding out the gameplay. It gives you an impression of, wow, the game is so big, but actually it's full of nothing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel I've been rambling for quite a long time. Hope you've enjoyed. Let me know what you want in your game, what you don't want in your game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now go do something else. Go play games. Bye bye.